We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Dear students, today we discuss about the superposition theorem in the subject of DC circuit. So the statement of the superposition theorem: in any linear bilateral active network having more than one sources, the response across any element is the sum of the responses obtained from each source considered separately, and all other sources are replaced by their internal resistance. The superposition theorem is used to solve a network where 2 or more sources are present and connected. So this theorem is used to solve the linear active bilateral network in which there are more than one sources are available. Okay, in other words, we can also say that it can be stated as if a number of voltage or current sources are acting in a linear network, the resulting current in any branch is the algebraic sum of the currents that would be produced in it when each source acts alone, while all the other independent sources are replaced by their internal resistances. It is only applicable to the circuit which is valid for the Ohm's law. We can say that it is applicable only for the linear circuit. So if we going to understood this statement, so this superposition theorem is applicable only for linear active bilateral network in which more than one sources are there. So if we want to find the resultant current, then first of all we have to act only one source, and the second source we have to replace by their internal resistances. Okay, so let us understand the superposition theorem with the help of one example. So one circuit is there in which we have 2 voltage sources, voltage V1 and voltage source V2. We have 3 resistances R1, R2 and R3. Okay, so in this circuit we have 2 voltage sources. Now to explain or to understand the superposition theorem, we have to replace any one source. Okay, so here we are acting only one source, that is V1 voltage source, and the V2 voltage source is replaced by the internal resistance, or we can say that it is short circuited. Okay, so in this circuit only V1 is applied and V2 is replaced by the short circuit. So at that time what happens, there are 3 resistances R1, R2 and R3. Now when only one voltage source V1 is applied in that circuit, at that time these are the directions of current. So current I1 dash, current I2 dash and current I3 dash. So directions of I1 dash, I2 dash and I3 dash are given as shown in this figure. So if we want to calculate the I1 dash, I2 dash and I3 dash current, then what happens? If we simplify this circuit, then here the voltage is applied, so current is flowing in this direction. Now at this point I1 dash is diverted into 2 parts. One is flowing through the R2 and another is flowing through this R3 resistance. So this I1 dash is divided into 2 parts, I2 dash and I3 dash. Okay, now we want to calculate this I1 dash, I2 dash and I3 dash. Okay, so how can we calculate? If we see this circuit from this side, okay, so at that time what happens, R2 and R3 resistance are connected in parallel or becomes parallel. This R2 and R3 dash are connected in parallel, and this parallel combination is connected in series with this R1 resistance. Okay, so if we want to calculate this I1 resistance, so according to the Ohm's law, current I is equal to V by R. So voltage source is V1 and we want to find the equivalent resistance of this circuit. Okay, so the equivalent resistance of this circuit is these two are connected in parallel, so the equivalent of these two is the R2 R3 divided by R2 plus R3, and this parallel combination is connected in series with this R1 resistance, so the whole equivalent resistance of this circuit becomes R2 R3 divided by R2 plus R3 plus R1. Okay, so the I1 dash current which is flowing through this R1 resistance, or we can say that the total current, that is calculated by this formula. I1 dash is equal to V1 divided by equivalent circuit, and this equivalent circuit is the R2 R3 divided by R2 plus R3 plus R1. So this is the equation number 2. Now we want to calculate the I2 dash current, okay, which is flowing from this R2 resistance. Okay, so this I2 dash current is calculated by one formula, basic formula, that the current flowing through any branch, that is R1 resistance, current flowing through this R2 resistance, or we can say that the current flowing through any branch is equal to the total current flowing through the circuit. So here what happens, I2 dash is the current, I1 dash is the total current flowing through this circuit into opposite branch resistance. Now here R3 is the opposite branch resistance, so what happens, for this parallel combination, opposite branch resistance is the R3 divided by sum of these two resistance, that is R2 plus R3. So the equation becomes I2 dash is equal to total current, that is I1 dash, multiplied by opposite branch resistance, that is R3, divided by sum of resistance, that is R2 plus R3. So this becomes I2 dash. So using this formula we can calculate the I2 dash. Okay, now from this circuit if we want to calculate this I3 dash, so how can we calculate? This is the total current I1 dash. Now this I1 dash is flowing in two parts, or it is divided into two parts, I2 dash as well as I3 dash. So we can write that I1 dash is equal to I2 dash plus I3 dash. Okay, so I1 dash is equal to I2 dash plus I3 dash. So how can we calculate the I3 dash? So I3 dash is equal to I1 dash minus I2 dash. So these are the current I1 dash, I2 dash and I3 dash flowing through the circuit, or flowing through the R1, R2 and R3 resistances when only V1 voltage source is applied and V2 voltage source is replaced by the short circuit. Now next what we have to do, we are going to apply this V2 voltage source and we are replace this V1 voltage source by the short circuit. Okay, so now we have to see the circuit from this side. Okay, so at that time I2 double dash is the total current flowing through the circuit. Now at this point this I2 double dash current is divided into two parts, I1 double dash which is flowing through the R1 resistance and I3 double dash which is flowing through this R3 resistance. So now for this circuit we have to calculate I2 double dash, I3 double dash and I1 double dash. Okay, now how can we calculate this? Okay, now look at this circuit from this side. So this I2 double dash becomes the total current. Okay, so now for this circuit we have to calculate the equivalent resistance. Okay, now if we see the circuit from this side, at that time what happens, this R1 and R3, these two resistances are connected in parallel. So this is the parallel combination, and this parallel combination resistance is connected in series with this R2 resistance. Okay, so for this parallel resistance the equivalent resistance is R1 R3 divided by R1 plus R2 R3 plus R2. Okay, so how the formula, this is the equivalent resistance R1 R3 divided by R1 plus R3, and this R2 is connected in series with this parallel combination, so it becomes plus R2. So this is the equivalent resistance, that is R1 R3 divided by R1 plus R3 plus R2. So I2 double dash current is equal to voltage divided by equivalent resistance, so it becomes I2 double dash is equal to V2 divided by this equivalent resistance. Now we want to calculate the I1 double dash resistance. Okay, so I1 double dash, so basic formula is the current flowing through any branch is equal to the total current multiplied by the opposite branch resistance divided by the sum of resistances. Okay, so here I2 dash is the total, I2 double dash is the total current. Okay, and for this R3 is the opposite branch resistance. So if we calculate the I1 double dash, so how can we calculate I1 double dash is equal to total current, that is I2 double dash multiplied by opposite branch resistance, that is R3, divided by whole resistances, that is R1 plus R3. So it becomes I2 double dash and I1 double dash. Now if we see this circuit, now we want to calculate this I3 double dash. So what happens? I2 double dash is the total current. Now this I2 double dash is divided into two parts. Some current is the I1 double dash and some current is the I3 double dash. Okay, so we can write that I2 double dash is equal to I1 double dash plus I3 double dash. Okay, so what happens? I3 double dash is equal to I2 double dash minus I1 double dash. So I3 double dash is equal to I2 double dash minus I1 double dash. Okay, so what happens? The basic circuit. Okay, this is the basic circuit when two voltage sources are applied. Now this is the circuit in which only V1 voltage source is applied, V2 voltage source is replaced by short circuit. This is the circuit in which we are applying only V2 voltage source and V1 voltage source is replaced by the short circuit. Okay, so here is the I1 current, I2 current and I3 current. So if we want to calculate the I1, I2 and I3 current, then we have to combine these two circuits current. Okay, so this I1 current is flowing in this direction. In this circuit, I1 dash current is also flowing in the same direction, but I1 double dash current is flowing in the opposite direction. So we can write that I1 is equal to I1 dash minus I1 double dash. That means the algebraic sum of I1 dash and I1 double dash is equal to the resultant current I1. So this is the formula. I1 is equal to I1 dash minus I1 double dash. This is the algebraic sum of currents. Not only the arithmetic sum, it is the algebraic sum of current. Likewise, same here I2 current is flowing in this direction. Okay, here I2 dash is flowing in opposite direction and I2 double dash is flowing in the same direction. So these two currents are flowing in the same direction and this current is flowing in the opposite direction. So what is the formula for I2? So I2 is equal to I2 double dash minus I2 dash. Current is flowing in this direction, so I2 is equal to I2 double dash minus I2 dash. Okay, so this is the second current, that is I2. Now I3 current. I3 current is flowing in the downward direction here. It is also flowing in the downward direction. Here it is also flowing in the downward direction. So in all these three circuits, I3 dash, I3 double dash and I3 currents are flowing in the same direction. So it is the arithmetic sum. So we can say that I3 is equal to I3 dash plus I3 double dash. So this is the formula of current. Okay, so if we write the steps for solving this network theorem or network by superposition theorem. So here we are considering one circuit, E1 and E2 is the two voltage sources, R1, R2 and R3 are the resistances, I1, I2 and I3 are the current flowing and the direction is shown as shown in the figure. Okay, to solve this network by the superposition theorem, the first step is take only one independent source of voltage or current and deactivate the other sources. That means we have to take only one voltage or current source in the circuit and the second source we have to deactivate. So in this circuit what happens? There is only one source is activated and the other source is deactivated. Step 2. In the circuit diagram shown above, consider the source E1 and replace the other source E2 by its internal resistance. If internal resistance is given, then replaced by internal resistance or directly short circuit. If its internal resistance is not given, it is taken as 0. So here we are taking internal resistance as 0. So it is directly short circuited. Okay, step 3. If there is a voltage source, then short circuit it, and if there is a current source, then just open circuit. So in this circuit what happens? Here we are replacing the E2 source, but here it is voltage source, so we are short circuiting it, but if it is a current source, then we have to keep it open, so it is open circuited. Okay, that you have to keep in mind. Step 4, by activating one source and deactivating the other source, find the current in each branch of the network. We have to activate one source and deactivate the other source, and for that circuit we have to find the current flowing in the each branch of the network, that is, and that currents are indicated by I1 dash, I2 dash and I3 dash. Fifth step, now consider the other source E2 and replace the source E1 by its internal resistance as shown in figure. The circuit diagram is like this. Okay, so here we are applying only E2 source. E1 source is replaced by this internal resistance R1. So voltage source has some internal resistance, so we can replace it by the internal resistance R1. So these are the resistance R1, R2, R3. Now the current flowing, that is I2 double dash, I1 double dash and I3 double dash. Only voltage source E2 is applied, so direction of current is like as shown in the figure, and the currents indicated either I2 double dash, I3 double dash and I1 double dash. Okay. Step 7. Now to determine the net branch current utilizing the superposition theorem, add the currents obtained from each individual source of each branch. Okay, what we have to do? We have to calculate when only V1 source is applied. At that time we have to calculate I1 dash, I2 dash, I3 dash. Then V2 source is applied in the circuit. At that time we have to calculate I2 double dash, I1 double dash and I3 double dash. Okay. Now we have to calculate the resultant current when both the sources are applied in the circuit. At that time, how can we calculate? We have to do the algebraic sum of the currents, that is I1 dash, I1 double dash, I2 dash, I2 double dash, I3 dash and I3 double dash. Okay. And step 8, if the current obtained by each branch is in the same direction, then add them, and if it is in the opposite direction, subtract them to obtain the net current in each branch. Okay, suppose I1 dash and I1 double dash are flowing in the same direction, then we have to do the summation, that is the arithmetic sum or algebraic sum. Okay, if I2 and I3 dash, I2 dash and I2 double dash are in the opposite direction, at that time we have to subtract it. So these are the steps. Okay, so for this circuit what happens? This is the main circuit in which E1 and E2 two voltage sources are given. Okay, this is the circuit in which only one voltage source E1 is applied, E2 is replaced. In this circuit only E2 source is applied and E1 source is replaced. So okay, so whatever current we got in this circuit, that is I1 dash, I2 dash and I3 dash. In these circuits we are getting I1 double dash, I2 double dash and I3 double dash. So we have to do I1 dash and I1 double dash arithmetic sum. Likewise I2 dash and I2 double dash arithmetic sum. And I3 dash and I3 double dash algebraic sum. So here the direction of I1 is like this. So the same direction is the I1 double dash, but I1 double dash is in the opposite direction. Okay, so what happens? I1 is equal to I1 dash minus I1 double dash. This is I1 is equal to I1 dash minus I1 double dash. Why we are taking here minus I1 double dash? Because I1 double dash current is flowing in the opposite direction of the I1 current. Okay. Now here second I2 current. Okay. So direction of I2 current is like this. I2 dash current is flowing in the opposite direction of this I2 current, and I2 double dash current is flowing in the same direction of this I2. Okay. So what we can write? I2 is equal to I2 dash minus I2 double dash. Okay, so this is the algebraic sum. Okay, so we can write that I2 is equal to I2 double dash minus I2 dash also, because it is an algebraic sum. Okay, now next is the I3. Now I3 current is flowing in the downward direction, I3 dash current is also flowing in the downward direction, and I3 double dash current is also flowing in the downward direction. Okay, so what happens? Direction is same, that means we have to do the summation. Okay, so what we can write that I3 is equal to I3 dash plus I3 double dash. Okay, so by using this superposition theorem we can solve any linear active bilateral network. Linear, that means the relationship between linear. Bilateral network, that means the characteristic will not change when the current is flowing in any direction. Okay, so this is the superposition theorem. Once again, we can see the statement of the superposition theorem. Okay, if a number of voltage or current sources are acting in a linear network, the resulting current in any branch is the algebraic sum of all the currents that would be produced in it when each source acts alone, while the other independent sources are replaced by their internal resistance, and it is only applicable to linear active bilateral network. Okay, thank you.